Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode. I hope you are all doing well. If you are new to the channel, welcome. And if you do manage to get to the end, please do give it a thumbs up, share with anyone you think it might help. And if you haven't by the time you get to the end, please do subscribe. And if you are a regular listener or watcher, welcome back. So today we are going to be talking about the topic of gratitude. And I feel that this is a word thrown around a lot, especially in the personal development space or just in general. But do we really understand why it's so important? I think if we did, it's something that all of us would be implementing day to day. So the purpose of this episode is just to shed a bit of light on it, to get you thinking and hopefully inspire you to start to practice gratitude on a daily basis. If you listen to my previous podcast on intentions, I mentioned that I tag on the gratitude practice with the intentions because it's easy. It doesn't take long, but it's important to be consistent with these practices, and consistent being the important word here. So let's dive straight in and go into what gratitude is. It is a positive emotional response. And this is a response to either you thanking someone out loud, being thankful internally for something that's happened or something that's going to happen in the future. And it's tied in with thoughts, because our thoughts have a huge impact on our nervous system. Whether these thoughts or self-talk be positive or negative, it can start to pattern your nervous system and affect how your body responds. So it's all about that mind-body connection. So when you are practicing gratitude, this is a positive thought. This positively affects your brain and your nervous system, which is extremely important because it's your brain and your nervous system that control everything, as well as perceive everything that we do in our reality. So if there's something that we can do to help implement a better internal state, why wouldn't we want to do it? Especially if it is extremely simple and very quick to do. So the practice of gratitude is extremely powerful, not just because it affects your brain and your nervous system, but how it affects your brain. So it does this by releasing hormones such as serotonin and dopamine. And these two substances are extremely important when it comes to regulating your emotions. It helps create a state of happiness, which is obviously the opposite to unhappiness. So if you look at unhappiness as the feeling of being anxious, overwhelmed, stressed, low mood, and bouts of depression, and how do you start to generate the unhappiness? Very often through negative self-talk and negative thoughts. So again, switching this back round, what is gratitude? It's a positive thought that has a positive response to your body. And the point of this podcast or video isn't to go into too much of the science to why or how it affects the body, but I just want to shed some light on it to highlight how important it is, especially if we can harness this to influence our brain, our nervous system for the better. But what I have found is during this healing journey, you have a powerful intention with daily, consistent gratitude. The results you get are amazing, and it has definitely contributed to my healing capacity and the speed at which I've managed to heal from what's been going on. So because gratitude has an effect on the brain and the nervous system, and as I mentioned a moment ago, that affects everything, the benefits that you will reap from consistent gratitude practice are things like better sleep, improved immune system function, decreased stress, anxiety, depression, having more capacity to regulate your emotions because our states change. So gratitude creates a state of gratefulness and being thankful, which has a positive impact on our body. But we will also experience states of sadness, anxiety, upset, unhappiness. But it's all about being aware of these states, of these shifts. And good emotional health is having this awareness, because having the awareness is key to when you want to implement change. So as I mentioned, practicing gratitude affects your brain and your nervous system. Therefore, the benefits are massive because it affects every single cell of our being. So you can get improved sleep, improved energy, better immune system response, less feelings of stress, anxiety, more capacity to deal with whatever life's thrown at you, so improving resilience, as well as cultivating hope. So the two areas of cultivating hope and resilience, I think, are two extremely important things that come with practicing gratitude. Yes, the other things are extremely important, but if you can have better resilience, which means you have better capacity to bounce back from whatever life throws at you, and let's be honest, there's lots of stuff being thrown at us. If we can have a bit more in the tank and be able to have a glass less full so we can take on more, we've got a better chance of learning from that circumstance or event. And that's what I like to see obstacles or adversity as opportunities to learn. Rather than suffer in vain, we might as well suffer and come out the other side a little bit better. So that's why I like to ask myself questions like, how can I come out the other side of this better or a better person? And what can I learn from this? So by being grateful, you just have a bit more resilience. Your mindset is shifted to a cup half full rather than half empty. You have better perspective of what's going on. You have more of a bird's eye view and you can see the bigger picture rather than just focus on the problem in front of you. And all this takes practice, repetition. And the word practice meaning it's something that is generally lifelong. And that's how we need to look at trying to better ourselves, just to do a little bit better each day. This has an accumulative effect, and that's how we should view it. Have compassion and self-love, and don't put too much pressure on ourselves. As long as we're doing our best to push ourselves forward to wherever we want to go, that is more than enough. And talking about compassion, when you practice gratitude regularly and you start to pattern yourself to be more susceptible to being grateful and thankful, you will naturally improve the love you have towards yourself, and you will improve self-compassion, and you will have more empathy. And those three things are extremely important, not just with the relationship with yourself, but when you're having connections and communication and relations with other people in the community. So it really is and really should be the cornerstone to your daily practices. And as I mentioned, it doesn't take long. So I just want to go over now how you can practice gratitude, and I want to keep it extremely simple because, again, these episodes and podcasts aren't about overwhelming you. It's about getting to the point quickly and giving you a few actionable steps so you can make change today. So things you can do: journal. Keep a gratitude journal. Extremely simple, doesn't take long. Don't overthink or overwhelm yourself with making sure you're writing in perfect sentences, grammar, full stop, etc. Just get it out on the page, and you can either write 3, 4, 5, 10 things daily what you are grateful for. And it's important here to be grateful for the small things. Yes, it's great to have the big shiny things, the big house, the big cars, the nice watch, if that floats your boat. But it's the small things that make the big things possible. So especially when going through a healing journey. So I like to refer back to my journey because I know how I felt and what I did to get me from where I was to where I am now. So daily gratitude coupled with a powerful intention, as I mentioned, is a game changer. So the things that you want to be grateful for that you might be taking for granted are things like a roof over your head, friends, family, enough money to have food on your plate, clean drinking water to wash, to drink. To just give you an idea, the list could go on. So cultivating an internal state of appreciation for those things, that is what's going to change your chemistry. It's going to influence your nervous system, which then is going to influence how you show up that day. You do it day in, day out, you can easily access that state of gratitude, that positive emotion, rather than the opposite, which might be a more negative state. But again, remember, life is full of ups and downs. It will be up, it will be down. Life is full of cycles, but the more you practice something, the more you are consistent and conscious with it, the easier it will be for you to tap into that emotion. And as I mentioned earlier, I tag my gratitude on with my intention setting. So at the moment, I am not journaling my gratitude. I'm either saying it out loud after my intention setting, or I'm saying it in my head. It doesn't take long. You can literally reel off 10 things in your head within a minute, but that process of creating a thought that then directly affects your body, your biology, your nervous system, that release of those hormones. So don't be overwhelmed thinking that you have to sit there for 5-10 minutes. You can do it in a minute or less. And linking to another podcast that I did on self-talk, how you speak to yourself is also extremely important. Appreciate you. Everything that you do day in, day out for yourself, for your family, for your friends, for the community you serve, you are doing more than you think. And it's easy to dwell on the negative, but I can assure you, you are inspiring so many people without even knowing. So just remember to give yourself a pat on the back. So I want you to think of practicing gratitude as taking a moment to pause and appreciate what you have. Try and create this state of abundance rather than lacking, wishing that you had something else, and just take for granted what you have in this moment, because it's not until you nearly lose everything, which I felt that I nearly did, including my life, that I had everything that I wanted, but I had to lose everything to realize that. So the key is to be grateful, not lose everything, but still reap the benefits of daily gratitude practice. Because it's very often that we look back in times of adversity or times of struggle that we had everything that we wanted. It was the small things that were making us happy. And then all we want is to get those things back. So I hope this has inspired you to take stock of what you're grateful for. And if it has, I urge you to start a daily gratitude practice. So there we go. Gratitude. And I am thankful and grateful for you to have taken the time to get to the end. And if you have, please do give it a like. And if you know anyone that this might help, please do share, because this is what this channel is all about, helping people. And if it helps just one person, it has all been worthwhile. And I look forward to seeing or speaking to you very soon. Peace.